Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my best of 2014 beauty picks, and this is basically just going to show you guys all the products that I used the most in 2014 and that I just had to have. And I have a lot of stuff. This is going to be my longest video I've ever done, but these products are all so good. I really believe in all of these products because I obviously use them a ton. So if you'd like to see what I loved in the year 2014, then just stick around. So to make sure that I don't forget anything, I'm just going to go in the order of how I would put these products on my face. And to start off is primer, and usually I don't use a primer. I don't use like a pore filling primer or anything like that because I've used a few and I just don't think that they do anything for my skin. I know that on some people they work amazing and some people like have to have a primer, but I just don't. And the only primer that I have in my list is this L'Oreal TRU Match-W3 Lumi primer because this isn't for like filling pores or anything like that. This just helps to give a really nice luminous glow to the skin, and I do have dry skin and it tends to look kind of dull, so I use this pretty much every day and just apply this underneath my foundation, and it really helps my skin look nice and healthy. So for foundations, this isn't going to be a huge shocker to anyone if you watch my channel a lot. The first one is my Revlon Colorstay Whip Foundation. I am in the shade 240 Natural Beige, and I just love this foundation. Like I've said before, this is my favorite foundation, whether it be drugstore or high-end. I just feel like this gives me the best coverage, gives me the best finish to my skin, and it doesn't break up because that's one of the biggest problems that I have with foundation is that it tends to break up in my smile lines and like in between my eyebrows because I make a lot of faces and I'm really animated when I talk, so those are the areas that tend to break up the most. And this just stays in place, and I really love this foundation, and it's drugstore, so you really can't beat it. The next is my L'Oreal True Match, and I'm in the shade W3. I really love this foundation. I've gone through a couple bottles of this past year, and it just gives me a really nice, healthy look to my skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of foundation, but it's a medium coverage. You could definitely build it up if you wanted to, but I just love this for like an everyday foundation. I use this a ton. I only had one high-end foundation that really stood out this past year, and it is the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. I'm in the shade Cream Ivory. This is basically the perfect shade for me, and I love this foundation so much because it is full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey on my skin, and it's also a luminous foundation, so it makes my skin look really healthy. So I really love this formula, but I am looking for more high-end foundations. So if you guys have any that you really love and I need to try out, then let me know in the comments below. So moving on to concealer, the next two products are not going to be a surprise to anyone who watches my channel a lot. The first is Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade Brightner, and I love this so much because it's a salmon-based concealer, so it helps to cancel out my really dark under eye circles. Then I go in with NW15 from MAC in the Prolongwear Concealer, and this is about a shade lighter than my natural skin tone, and this really just conceals everything, and it really helps to cover up my dark circles. And this is a concealer that lasts the longest without creasing on me. I mean, eventually throughout the day it will start to crease, but this lasts the longest, and I just love this combo so much. This past year I was introduced to LA Girl products, and I do have a couple of other LA Girl products in this video, but one of the standout ones is this LA Girl Pro Conceal, and you guys have seen me use this on my channel and I love this so much. This is so comparable to the MAC Pro Longwear. If you don't want to splurge on the Pro Longwear, definitely check this out. I think these are like $3 or $4, and this covers just as well on my under eyes as the Pro Longwear does. The Pro Longwear just lasts a little bit longer before it starts creasing, but it's not like a huge difference. And I also have this in a shade darker if I have to do any like blemishes or any spot concealing, and it does a really great job at that. So I love this LA Girl Pro Conceal. So literally all year long I only used one powder to set my foundation, and it's a Rimmel Stay Matte, and I just get it in translucent because I don't need any more coverage. I just need it to set my foundation in place so it doesn't move around, and it does the job. I mean, it's only like $4, so if it's not broken, don't fix it. I guess that's why I never tried any other ones, but yeah, I will continue to use this because it's just a really good setting powder. To set my under eyes, I have used the MAC Pro Emphasize Shaping Powder all year long, like all year long. And I just started using the banana powder from Anastasia, and I have to mix it because I am too fair for just banana. But this stuff, I don't know what I was doing living my life not setting my under eyes with this before. It helps to set that under eye concealer so it doesn't crease all day, but the biggest thing is that it helps to highlight, and my dark circles are so bad. This is awesome to help highlight. I need any kind of highlight that I can get, so I really love using this on my under eyes. So I have two bronzers that I use for contouring, and the first half of like the whole year, all I used was Benefit Hoola. I love this bronzer so much. Everybody talks about this, and for good reason. It's just like the perfect shade, and it has that gray undertone that casts just like a perfect shadow whenever you're doing contour. It's not too dark, it's not too warm, not too orange, and like I said, it is just perfect. So if you have not used contouring bronzers before, definitely try out Hoola because this is foolproof. So my other bronzer was Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I really love this bronzer so much. It is just like Hoola, it's just a little bit warmer, but it does still have that really great gray undertone for contouring, and it smells like chocolate, and I just love Too Faced products in general. All the products that I've tried from them I've really loved, but I am in the market for another bronzer. So if you have some bronzers that you guys just absolutely love, then let me know in the comments below. I've heard a lot about NARS bronzers and some Smashbox bronzers, so let me know because your girl is looking for more bronzers. So I narrowed it down to 5 blushes, and that's a big deal for me. You guys know I am a huge blush person. If it comes down to throwing some bronzer on or blush, I'm definitely gonna throw on blush. I am just that person. I need it. I think it just makes me look so much more alive. So the first one is Kat Von D Wish Blush. And I've talked about this before. In the pan, it looks like it's not really gonna do anything for your skin, but it's just such a beautiful peachy shade, and it just looks so great on the cheeks, especially if you're fair, I think. And it has a really pretty, like very subtle sheen to it that I just love this blush. I've used it so much. The next blush is what I have on my cheeks right now, and it's actually a drugstore blush. This is Luminoso by Milani, and I know a lot of people talk about this blush, but it is so pretty. It is like a true peach, and it has glimmer in it, but it's not like chunky glitter. It just gives a beautiful kind of peachy glow to the cheeks, and next to Wish, these are really similar, but they are different. And I just love this blush. It looks so beautiful on everyone, and like I said, it just gives you a really healthy glow. So there is Wish on top and then Luminoso right below it. They are pretty similar, but Luminoso is definitely more peach. Another blush that's kind of similar to that Wish blush in that it looks like nothing in the pan, but I love it on the cheeks. And this is NARS Luster. It's just a beautiful, like bronzy peachy shade that I think just looks so pretty with like dark eye looks or any kind of eye looks you want to pair with it. But this is kind of my go-to if I'm doing a dramatic eye. I know that I can just throw this blush on and it's going to go with it. And it is just so pretty. These look so similar, it's ridiculous. But there is NARS Luster on the bottom. It's just a little bit darker than the other two, and I think this is just the perfect smoky eye complement. So in 2014, Makeup Geek came out with her blushes, and I love so many of them. One of them is still on my list. Honeymoon is on my list, and I just haven't gotten around to ordering it, and it looks so beautiful. But Romance was definitely the one of 2014. I love this blush, and I wear it all the time. And this is such a pretty color, and it looks like a really pretty like flush to your cheeks, and it has a really pretty sheen to it. It's really similar to one by NARS, but the NARS one I feel like has so much like glitter in it. This one is just so finely milled that it just looks like a really beautiful healthy glow to your cheeks, and like I said, it just gives like the perfect flush. So there it is on the bottom right there. It's just a beautiful like coral, peachy, I don't know. It's just really pretty. I love this shade so much. So for my last blush, if you are really familiar with my channel and watched it like way back in the day, you probably saw a video where I was talking about me going to a MAC and I really wanted to get peaches. I still don't have peaches and I still really want it. But whenever I was there, it was out of stock and I was just like, oh, I guess I'll settle for Melba. And I am so glad that I got this blush. It is such a beautiful color and it literally goes with every look that you want to do, and it's so pretty. It's just like, I don't even know how to explain it, like a peachy corally blush. But this is the only one that I have on here that isn't shimmery. So if you're not into shimmery blushes and you want something that's just like universal, will go with every single thing, then pick up Melba. So there is Melba on the bottom. Like I said, this one doesn't have any shimmer to it, so it's perfect for everyone. Jumping into highlighters, I'm going to talk about the one that I used the most this past year, especially in the beginning of the year, and this is Mary-Luminizer by the Balm. This is just my staple kind of go-to highlighter. I love this so much. It's a champagne highlight and it's very intense, so if you're not into an intense highlight like I am, then you might want to use a really light hand with this, but I just love it. Like I said, it's really intense. It catches the light so beautifully, and I just look at it. It is so pretty. You definitely need this in your life if you are a highlighter junkie like me. Next is another highlighter that was with me most of the beginning of the year last year, but every time I pick it up, I'm reminded why I love it so much, and it is Smashbox Soft Lights in Shimmer. And obviously I picked this up because Jaclyn Hill talked about it. Anytime she talks about something, we all run out and buy it and crash people's sites. But this one is so beautiful, and it's so different from what I have in my collection because usually I go for like a champagne or a gold highlight, and this one is more of a pink based highlighter, but it is so pretty, and I love this for like romantic looks or like looks with mauves and pinks. It is just so perfect, and it does catch the light so beautifully. It's really pigmented, and it's right there. It is more of like a pink, like I said, but it is just so pretty. It's definitely good to have a little bit of variety in your collection. My next highlighter is another product that came to me a little bit later in the year, but I'm so addicted that I had to include it, and it is Becca's Opal, and I'm not going to hold it all the way up because if you've seen my other video, I talk about how it's been shattered and it's kind of crumbly, so she's really fragile, but it is such a beautiful highlight. And this one is again on the champagne goldy side. This one definitely has a little bit more gold in it than the Milani-Luminizer, and it's crazy pigmented. These are so soft, and I think that's why it busted so easily, but it just blends like a dream, and it's so soft on your skin. So there is Becca's Opal on the bottom. Like I said, such a pretty highlight. My last highlighter is a cream, and you guys have seen me use this a ton on my channel this year, and it's the BB Plus Illumination Facial Cream by Gerard Cosmetics. I love this so much because I can use it on its own on the tops of my cheeks, or a lot of times I'll just mix a tiny bit of this into my foundation because my skin does tend to look a little bit dull, and this just makes my skin look so glowy and so healthy. So I love this, and a little bit goes a really long way. So you just pump out like a really small amount. And then whenever I apply this to my cheeks, I like to use like a little synthetic brush, like a flat foundation brush, and just kind of stipple it onto the tops of my cheeks, and it just makes my skin look so dewy and so beautiful. So there is the BB Plus Illumination Cream right there. You can see it's just so pigmented, and it just gives the most beautiful finish to your skin. So for 2014, I found a game changer for my brows, and it was Anastasia Beverly Hills products, and especially the Brow Wiz. I will not use any other brow pencil for as long as I live. This is so amazing, especially because I have darker brows. I had tried so many different brow pencils, and they either were like too dark and were almost black to where I looked like I had like Sharpie eyebrows on my face, or they had a red undertone to it, and neither of those worked for me. And when I found this, like I said, it's a game changer. The product is so tiny whenever you're filling in your brows that it's really great to mimic hairs, and it doesn't deposit too much product too quickly, so you don't go overboard. And I just love this so much, and it has a spoolie on the end, so I'll just map out my brows with this and fill in any really sparse areas, and then I go through with the spoolie and comb everything through, and I am good to go. Or if I want to give a little bit more definition, then I go in with the brow powder. Mine is in Brunette, and I go in with the lighter shade whenever I'm using my Brow Wiz, and I just use an angled brush and go through my brows and go through any of those areas that need a little bit more help, that are a little bit more sparse, and comb it through with the spoolie one more time. And then on the days that I don't even want to mess with the Wiz and I just want something really quick that's going to give my brows a little bit of definition without being too much, is I go in with this darker shade in here and just a small angled brush and brush through my brows really quickly. It looks really natural and just gives them a little bit more definition. But anytime that I'm using my brow products, I always set with her brow gel. And this brow gel is seriously, I've said it before, like Aquanet for your eyebrows. My eyebrows are really weird. They grow like super crazy. The front grows straight up, and then the sides and my like tail of my eyebrow tends to be like kind of droopy and want to hang down. So I have to have this in my life, and it keeps my brows in place all day long. So two palettes that I think everyone needs are the Lorac Pro palettes. I just love these so much. I use them all the time, and the shadows are so buttery and so smooth. The Lorac Pro Original is definitely my favorite of the two. This one is the warm palette, and like I said, I use this all the time. You can tell she has been very loved. And I'm missing my black, which is so sad. If you have this palette, you know the black in this palette is so good. But this whole side is all mattes. This side is shimmers, so you could do literally any look that you want to do with this. I travel with this all the time. And then the Lorac Pro 2 came out this year, and this one is a cool tone palette. And I love this a lot more than I expected to, especially Rosé, Mocha, Nectar, and Light Brown. Those four are my favorites for sure. I use those all the time. But I really love these matte cool tone shades. The grays are amazing. That navy is beautiful. And then Snow in this palette, if you like an inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight that's really, really intense, Snow is so good. It is so intense and so pretty. So I love the Lorac Pro palettes. Another palette that I really love this year, and I'm sorry, I know this is discontinued. I know that you can get it on Amazon, I think, but I don't know if it's like super expensive, but I had to throw it in here. It's the Resi palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just love this palette so much, especially Morocco and Caramel. These are two of my favorite eyeshadow shades, like hands down from any eyeshadows that I own. And I know that she sells them in singles now, and she has a ton of them. I cannot wait to get my hands on some of her shadows because they just look amazing. So I really, really, really love this palette. I'll have some tutorials where I use this. I think I use this in like 2 or 3 tutorials, but I love her eyeshadows so much. I was also introduced to Morphe brushes this past year, and I just love these eyeshadows. You guys have heard me go on and on about these eyeshadows, but it's for a good reason. They're $2 an eyeshadow. $2. And if you get the palettes, then they're even cheaper than that. And this one is the 35C. These are all matte shadows in here, but they're just so pigmented and they are so affordable. Like, I love finding affordable products that really work, and these eyeshadows do it. I love all the eyeshadows that I've had from Morphe, and I have the Jaclyn Hill palette on my eyes right now. I'm gonna wait and do some tutorials with those whenever it gets closer to the end of the month when people will be actually getting their palettes. But like I said, I just love these shadows so much, and you can get these in palette form like this where they're already pre-made and put into the palettes for you, or you can go on their site and just buy singles and make your own palettes. So I love Morphe eyeshadows, and I'll have some looks below where I've used them because I've used them in a lot of tutorials this past year. So for liquid liner, the star of 2014 was my NYC liquid liner, and whenever I first started using this, I'll be honest, it was a really big hot mess. Like, hot mess. It took me so long, and I would always have like these jaggedy lines, but I got used to it and I love it so much now, and it's so easy to use. Before, I was using the felt tip liners, so going to like a brush tip was really tricky for me, but now that I use it, I love it so much. And this is the one that I use anytime I'm doing wing liner, and it's really, really black and it dries matte. And that was the biggest thing for me because using like drugstore liners, I feel like a lot of them would dry and they still had a shiny finish to it. And I like a matte finish to my liquid eyeliner, so I really love this. And the tip is really precise, so once you get the hang of it, you can do a really sharp, precise line for your wing. And I'll swatch it for you guys. You can see just how black it is. And it's $2 or like $3. $3 tops for sure. But this stuff is so good for such an affordable price. So for pencil eyeliners, the LA Girl Gel Glide eyeliners are definitely the ones that I use the most this year and impress me the most. These are like $2 or $3, I think, and they stay in my waterline like nobody's business. And I have really watery eyes, so putting stuff in my waterline a lot of the times is like a pointless endeavor. Like, I know that I'm gonna have to reapply it a million times throughout the day, but using these, I don't have to. These stay in my waterline so well that like when I'm taking my makeup off, it's almost a pain in the butt to take it off, but it's worth it. And I love these two colors I use the most, and the white, but the white is in my purse downstairs. But the color Gypsy Teal is so pretty. I have a tutorial using this, and it's just such a beautiful color. And then also Black Magic, and I didn't notice this until a little while ago, but this has a little bit of glitter in it, nothing too crazy. But there are the eyeliners right there. You can see they're just so pigmented and opaque, and like I said, they stay in your waterline so long. So jumping into lips, I'm going to show you one lip liner, a few lipsticks, and one lip gloss because it's my favorite lip gloss ever. But I'm not going to jump into a bunch of lip products because we would be here forever, and I know that this video is probably so long already. But this lip liner is my favorite for sure, and it is the LA Girl Lip Liner in Natural. And this is really close to my natural lip color, but it just gives my lips like perfect definition, and I just love this shade so much. So there is Natural right there. I love using this on its own and then just topping it with a little bit of gloss. So when it comes to lipsticks, you guys know I am a nude lover, so pretty much all of these except for one are nudes, but they're all different. So this one is the first one, and I used this a ton in the beginning of the year last year. I used this in my very first tutorial, and it is Urban Decay's Native. It is such a pretty pinky nude, and the formula of these lipsticks, I need to get more of these because this formula is amazing. It's really moisturizing and it stays on the lips for a really long time. So there is Native. It's like such a pretty pinky nude. I need to wear this more. Next is another pinky nude, and this one is Max Pearson. This is a cream sheen finish, so it's really comfortable on the lips and it's not too crazy. I love this shade so much. This is like a peachy nude. So like I said, they're a little bit different. And this one is so moisturizing on the lips. It has such a pretty finish to it that I don't even wear a gloss with this most of the time. So there is Pure Zen right there, and I just love this. This is definitely one of my go-to lipsticks. So the next one is a lipstick that I did not anticipate loving as much as I do. This one has become one of my all-time favorite lipsticks. I wear it all the time, and every time that I wear this, I get asked what I have on my lips. And it's MAC's Blankety. And I did not expect to love this so much because it is a deeper nude, but I seriously am obsessed with it. I wear it all the time now. So there is Blankety, and it's an amplified finish, so I love that because it's kind of hard for me having more like pigmented lips to find lipsticks that are nude that show up true to color, and this one really does because it's so opaque, so I love Blankety. So my last two lipsticks I have on my lips right now, they're layered together, and the first one is Nude by Gerard Cosmetics, and I love this nude because it's a peachy nude, and it doesn't have like a shiny finish to it, but I just think it's so beautiful on the lips and so complimentary to my skin tone. So I really love this nude. It is right here. And then underneath it, I have 1995 by Gerard Cosmetics. So this is 1995 by Gerard Cosmetics, and this is kind of a chameleon lipstick is what I call it because it looks different on everyone. On some people, it looks like a nude. Some people, it looks like a mauve. And on me, it looks very like reddish brown. But I just love this lipstick. This was like the fall lipstick. And I love layering it with the nude now for kind of a little bit of a muted look. But it is just so pretty. It's right there, and this looks so pretty with like red undertone eyeshadows, which are my favorite. So I love this lipstick. So like I said, I'm only mentioning one lip gloss, but if you watch my channel a lot, you're gonna know what it is. It is my favorite lip gloss ever. It is Gerard Cosmetics Shimmer of Hope, and this is just the perfect nude. If you like peachy nudes or pinky nudes, this lip gloss is for you. And the formula of these are amazing too because I don't like super sticky lip glosses. Like I can't stand MAC lip glosses. I just feel like I have like Elmer's glue on my lips. But these stay on my lips really nicely without having that tacky feeling. And they're so opaque. So there is Shimmer of Hope right there. And like I said, it is just such a beautiful nude. I keep one on my vanity at all times and one in my purse at all times. So I have two hair things, and if you've seen my hair tutorials, then this is not going to be any surprise to you. This is a L'Oreal Boost It High Lift Creation Spray, and anytime that I'm getting low on this, I immediately run out and buy another one. Especially now that I have shorter hair, I feel like I have more style to it, and I love this stuff so much. You can spray it at your roots, and you don't even have to tease your hair. You just spray it and just let it set for a minute, and then let your hair down, and you instantly have volume. Or what I like to do as well is just hold up little sections of my hair and like spray underneath my hair, and it gives it a lot of texture and a lot of hold. So I love this stuff. And my other one, which is my last product, we're to the very end, is my Bellamy 6-in-1 Clipless Wand Curler Wand, and I love this so much. This is the only thing that I style my hair with anymore. I used to use a bunch of different irons, and now I have everything I need in one product. And the biggest thing that I love about this is it makes my hair smooth and shiny, because I even had my stylist tried to use a wand on my hair before, and I have natural texture to my hair, so pretty much it's just frizzy. But whenever she would try to use a wand on it, it would put a curl in my hair, but it was still like frizzy and weird looking, and it just didn't look nice. So whenever I use this and my hair looks smooth and shiny, I was completely sold. And I used the 32mm whenever my hair was longer or when I had my extensions in. And now that I have my shorter hair, I use the 25mm, and it just holds a curl for so long. And I will have my hair video up next week. I know a lot of you have been waiting to see how I style my shorter hair, so that'll be up next week. And that is it for my 2014 Best of Beauty products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that this was a super long video. I haven't even edited it, but I know that I've been sitting here for a long time and we went through a lot of products. But I hope you guys got some ideas of products that you would like to try out this year in 2015. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for a great first year on YouTube. 2014 was my very first year on YouTube, and you guys made it so great, and I am so excited for all the things to come in 2015. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye!